You guys like cryptocurrency? What if I were to tell you that there was a cryptocurrency that was available to you all that you could invest in? Shocker, I know, there's so few of them floating around. But a cryptocurrency that was started by a guy that says that he's an expert in blockchain technology, has his own blockchain university where he teaches people not only how to understand the blockchain better, but, I quote, "Listen to me and I will make you rich." In addition to which, dropped a $10 million bombshell worth of advertising marketing budget dollars on a wide variety of TikTok personalities that are very well known, as well as one particular YouTuber that is beloved for being relatively funny and equally parts relatively stupid. Now, this sounds like a tale as old as, well, within the last 5 years' time, something that we've seen time and time again, and you would think that the general public would be on to something like this by now already. But wait, it gets better. Involved in this is also, you guessed it, a metaverse and an NFT game. And all of this has happened. Almost all of this has happened. The big parts, anyway, have happened within the last 24 to 48 hours. This one's going to be a good one. So stick around, maybe, because we're going to have some fun. This guy with the extremely rough hairpiece, this is Amio Talio. He is the CEO of a wide variety of companies, one of which is a rental car company that only deals in exotic cars. He's an avid supercar collector, along with his brother and co-founder of his companies, Fasil Tariq, who are both located in Northampton, UK. Our podcast has worked his way into the budgets of several large TikTok channels like A12 Funny, Salt Poppy, Wakey Wines, and most recently, within the last 24 hours, the YouTube channel of I Show Speed. Now, Speedy, as he's known, is a 17-year-old kid living in Ohio that probably doesn't know any better, but they threw a couple of $1 million at him, had him wear a whole bunch of their Paradox Metaverse gear, got flanked by a whole bunch of people that were also wearing Paradox Metaverse gear, and had Amio sitting next to him on his YouTube channel during his live broadcast, where he clickbaited people into joining the live broadcast by saying that he was going to be talking to Ronaldo, of all people, and then it ended up just being some double of him as a giant debate. I'm assuming to clickbait people into joining the show so that he could, in essence, be asked this question.
You personally, be honest. Am I going to buy Paradox Crypto at 11 a.m.? You know my answer? C.
Ooh.
You know? You gonna be buying Paradox Metaverse coin in the morning? Now, that morning was this morning, the 17th of November. And Speed, when asked, said, yeah, I'm gonna be buying it on Market Open. As recently as about 3 days ago, there were several TikTokers, ones that I already mentioned, that were either dancing around on screen for a TikTok ad that they placed out, or throwing stacks of cash around on a table at each other, just trying to portray how much money they were going to make as a result of investing early in the Paradox cryptocurrency. You guessed it, more than likely a pump and dump scheme, the likes of which had never been seen. But why? Well, aside from greed, there's also a whole bunch of other backing here. See, Amio has been a busy boy. Not only does he run a rental car company that does, I guess, exotic cars and supercars to people in the UK via an online platform that they developed for just such a thing, they also have developers that they've hired to generate a metaverse game that is set in Unreal Engine 5. Gee, I wonder why they would do Unreal Engine 5. Maybe because the tool is free and you can work in it and develop whatever you want for free until you actually market it and try to sell the game. Anyway, doesn't really matter. They're developing this Unreal Engine 5, UE5 game, metaverse style that has yet to be released, by the way, but yet are selling cryptocurrency that is being directly tied to this metaverse game before the game is actually shown. Sound familiar? Earth 2, maybe? Meanwhile, in order to be able to play the game, you have to purchase an NFT character from their marketplace of NFT characters. Gee, sounds an awful lot again like some other metaverse projects that we've been hearing about recently. In addition to this, Amio, regarding himself as a blockchain expert, also decided that it would be a good idea to run a separate company that has to do with a university, akin to that of, what I can only describe as something akin to Trump University, where he states, unlock your potential. Listen to me and I will make you rich. And this extremely inexpensive WordPress site goes on to talk about how all of his students are amazing and how is he going to make you rich because he's going to teach you about being a businessman and how you can learn about all of the blockchain technology, how to invest in crypto and when to buy, what to buy, how to buy, when to sell. But we never sell cryptocurrency. It's HODL, baby. Everyone knows diamond hands, yeah? We don't do no paper hands around here. And of course, what marketing could be ever complete without a picture of you in your crappy hair hairpiece, sitting in your bright green Lambo, pushing this all the way. What could possibly be worse than a guy running his own university trying to get people to get memberships? Man, the only thing worse than that I could possibly think of is like a pyramid scheme, maybe? You know, he looks awful familiar. Reminds me of a news story once.
Hear me? You idiot! Idiot, lead over here! Son of a away!
Now, that video was of Talio trying to beat the crap out of Britain First leader Paul Golding, as Golding was walking out of a store or an office or something. Now, Golding is known for making a bunch of anti-Islamic videos over the years and rose to fame when Donald Trump, I guess, retweeted 3 of their videos before Twitter ended up kicking him off the platform. Now, that makes Golding a not very good guy and also makes Talio probably justified in wanting to punch his lights out because of the crap that he was saying about what apparently is Talio's religious background. But other than that, there isn't really a lot of information about it. So who the hell is this guy? Well, he made a business. He made a rental car business that he decided that he was going to sell off to Uber for about $500,000. And then back in 2012, he was relatively smart, ended up investing in Bitcoin and left the money in there, hodling it all the way. Now, depending on who you ask, and it's usually him, he claims that in cryptocurrency trades in the past, he's made $1 million in 6 minutes and $1.2 million inside of 45 minutes, depending on when he was able to time the market. But let's be honest, it's the early days of cryptocurrency that ended up generating him all of his wealth. But that, of course, makes him an expert in cryptocurrency and means that he should be able to tell you and everyone else around you how you should be investing your money when, how you should time the market, and why you should listen to him sell you courses on how you can become better at learning crypto through his university that he started himself that has no real basis in the real world. Anyway, on to the Paradox Metaverse. The only footage that exists anywhere on the internet about the Paradox Metaverse is this 1-minute long video that they themselves put out on their own YouTube channel of a battle royale game that looks like it could have been made in about a week by just about any halfway decent programmer in UE5 at any point in time over the last 5+ years, if UE5 existed over the last 5 years. The game is made entirely with free Unreal assets. None of this is anything that has been generated by any hand of talent or manipulated in any way. It's literally assembled with free assets that you can get when you get Unreal Engine 5. Nothing at all in this is custom. Now, up until and through this moment, we haven't seen anything about any server capacities. We haven't seen anything about login information. There's been no playable alpha or beta phase whatsoever. And if you go to the website, when this is the best part, this is what they have to show you. The Paradox coin is the first thing that comes up. The Paradox Metaverse being second. There's this really, really rough, gray boxed out ninja-looking guy with a pair of swords and some robo knees. And then it goes into some stock footage or some roughshod imagery of a spaceship and a gorilla or a monkey, or I guess he's like Sun Wukong or something. And then there's all of this ultra branded, really rough looking footage. None of this is unique in any way that I can see. And again, all of this is pre-rendered, God rayed out to the wazoo. None of this is in-game footage of any kind. It's all doctored. And if we scroll down, it just talks about money. The big tout here is that you can play the game and earn crypto, but there is no game. There's nothing to play. There's nothing to download. There's no demos. There's nothing. So they want you to invest in a coin that has no backing, no gameplay, no NFT. Buying an NFT, if there was an NFT to buy, which they plan on launching, by the way, doesn't actually have anywhere to put it. But they say that the game has gotten $2.5 billion in investments for the blockchain gaming space last quarter. This isn't just this game. They're talking about the entire blockchain space. Compared to the $4 billion raised for the sector across all of 2021, showing a significant acceleration in money pouring into this space. And I love this little mouse cursor that they've got. It's so annoying. Play and earn gamers are earning an average of $500 a week based on 4 hours a day of gaming. The gaming sector accounts for approximately 50.51% of active MetaMask wallets using month over month. Are there other projects like this? Other play and earn crypto games like the Paradox Metaverse have reached an ATH ROI ranging from 158 to 213x since exchange list IDO, initial offering. And this is the gameplay footage that they had to offer aside from the battle royale. There's a guy that looks like a walking gorilla with a spacesuit on going through a portal, and then there's this stock footage of a car kind of just driving around some city streets that look, again, incredibly incredibly rough shot. Now then we have this Paradox Launchpad, the metaverse ecosystem, allowing blockchain-based token projects to offer fundraising at a private lower price to the members of the public before listing. So not only are they trying to pump their own cryptocurrency, but they're also trying to allow a platform for other people to pump their own cryptocurrencies privately before they publicly list it. Gee, that doesn't sound like a scam at all. On top of this, they're also trying to generate sporting events, in which the only way that you'll be able to tune in to watch these sporting events is by spending the crypto coin, Paradox's crypto coin, on the event to watch it, either virtually in the metaverse, where I guess they'd have boxing matches or racing or something, or maybe they broadcast it on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. The only way to get into the pay-per-view event, though, would be to use it via their coin. That sounds more ambitious than anything I have ever heard in the history of ever. And if that isn't good enough, now they also want to start an exchange, Paraswap. It's going to be the Paradox decentralized exchange, allowing digital assets to be traded automatically using a smart contract. So in order for you to be able to trade your NFTs, they want everybody to do that through their platform. Gee, I wonder why that would be. Possibly because the platform takes a rake? Weird. And of course, they would be probably basing it around NFTs because there's no regulation of NFTs right now. See, when it comes to cryptocurrencies, in order for those currencies to be traded in places like New York, for instance, you have to have a physical location in New York in order for that cryptocurrency to be able to be traded in New York. See, like in New York, they have what's called a bit license. You can't get a bit license unless you have a physical office presence in the state. They obviously don't have that. NFTs aren't regulated in this way because it still hasn't reached the SEC's rulebook yet. But as it becomes more and more popular, you can bet your ass it will be. It's going to be an interesting time. And then, of course, they offer Paradox Ventures. We create and fund transformative blockchain companies. So, of course, in all of the money that they're raking and stealing and scamming other people out of, they're going to take a marginal piece of those profits and then offer that up into other people so that they could reinvest in other scam businesses that are guaranteed to make them more money. Yeah, sounds like a great idea. And again, there's no game. Still no game. Oh, but let's look at the roadmap. August 2021, concept and design. Q3 of 2021, game development started. What game? Q1, January of 22, internal alpha testing. March of 22, internal beta testing. March of 22, creation of Paradox Genesis 3D character NFT collection. So you can go out and get yourself a Paradox Genesis 3D and character NFT. Public launch of Paradox Genesis 3D character NFT collection in May of 2022. And what do those look like? Well, according to NFT stats, they don't look like anything. They have this. And apparently they're selling for between $200 and $521 for a pay-to-earn game that doesn't exist, with a unique 3D rigged character that has yet to have been produced. And that's apparently the only way that you can earn Paracoin, which again, it doesn't really exist yet as currency anywhere or ever. And NFT airdrop awards that also don't exist. So if we're checking the list, none of that exists. Now in July of 2022, they talked about doing a Paracoin pre-sale. That got pushed. As far as I know, there was none. But this is where the timeline gets super interesting. Right here, they have the Para Launchpad, doesn't exist. The Paracoin Central Exchange listing in Q4 of 2022. That's where we have it finally listed on the exchange. Q4 of 2022, NFT and Para staking. And then Q4 of 2022, the Paradox Metaverse game launch. There has been absolutely nothing about the Paradox Metaverse game launch anywhere. The only thing that they have is a bunch of branded logo jargon BS and the launch of the Paradox Metaverse cryptocurrency. There is no game. There hasn't been a game. They have some really shoddy footage, and that's it. If you go to the UE5, like Epic Games store to look for assets to use inside of UE5, there's this one called Lyra. Lyra looks awful similar to what we've seen so far of that Metaverse video. I can only imagine that they may have been inspired by what Lyra had to offer inside of this free pack, possibly added in some other assets, I would assume mostly free, and then maybe, I guess, put a little bit of a crypto spin on it, because the Paradox Metaverse stuff is plastered everywhere. There's an awful lot to unpack here. From what it looks like, Speed, probably not Speed himself, but whoever manages him, and possibly like maybe his parents or something, who are ultimately responsible for the contractual obligations of what Speed as a 17-year-old minor is unable to contract himself for. They're probably going to be liable for whatever goes on with this pumping of crypto, because there have been other people in social media in very recent months that have been taken to task for pumping cryptocurrencies. Now, his fans probably won't care because Speed is Speed and they revel in the fact that he's stupid. But again, this is one of those things where you have two people really, two brothers that are incredibly predatory, trying to get people to part with their hard-earned money in a pump and dump scheme on cryptocurrency, which you think you had seen enough of by this point. And if that isn't enough, you end up throwing this university into the mix along with the pyramid scheme-esque, like refer a friend who refers a friend who refers a friend to get 15 pounds. You mix all of that up and you have a giant turd with a really bad hairpiece trying to sling this stuff so that he himself can get rich faster and revel in the fact that he was able to fleece the world at large for the amount of money that he has in his pocket. To better illustrate my point, I will leave you with this.
Yeah, just saying. You got McLaren. Best believe you don't take it serious. I've not driven my fucking McLaren in like 6 months. And yeah, best believe me. I take that back. I remember why I stopped driving this car. Because I'm gonna end up killing myself in this bad boy. I rate all you mans that drive McLarens.
Maybe they could put together like a conference where they have like a Mio and his brother and then like, I don't know, Floyd Mayweather and the guys that backed that NFT repeated pump and dump project that they put out. Fantastic boxer, but a shitty crypto slinging NFT hacking douchebag, so that we can all just watch the Battle Royale IRL take place in real time. Of course, I'm kidding. I wouldn't want to see harm to come to any of them. Not really. I really would love to see them like just stop being dickheads. That would be great. If they could stop being dickheads, that would be really rad. There's enough suffering in the world. I don't understand why these leeches have to help. Anyway, guys, that's what I have for this one. I really hope that the people that ended up pumping this crypto in all cases end up just, instead of just going like, screw it, I took the bag, end up realizing like what kind of harm they're trying to help propagate and just do better for the community at large. There's enough negativity in the world. They really don't need to help at all. Thanks so much for coming and checking this out. I'm going to be gone for the weekend. I'm going and visiting my dad. It's his 70th birthday. I'm going to go blow out some candles. We'll have him blow out some candles, buy him a nice dinner. And I'll see you guys in the next one, okay? Be good to each other. Peace.